I thought it was like pumping it through the dorms like they did way back in the day. And I had no idea they were on all these stations across the state of Virginia. I think part of the reason I came to Virginia Tech, being recruited, I kind of looked at the situation of what they had in terms of players in front of me was part of it. My brother was in school here. I wanted to stay kind of close to home so my parents and family could be able to see me play as well. I started as a sophomore. I was the second leading receiver on the team, and I caught a grand total of 10 passes. That was it. So I was pretty much a glorified tackle, blocking most of the time. So when the coaching change was made and Charlie Coffey came in, Dan Henning was the offensive coordinator. I went from catching 10 passes as a sophomore to setting the record, which, believe it or not, still stands today, 46 catches in the regular season. And just a great experience that I wouldn't trade for anything. So when I finished graduating, which took an extra semester, an extra quarter, I guess, back then, I started taking some graduate classes. And then I left and went and played in the World Football League for 2 years. Came back and started to finish some more of the graduate classes. And then my last try at football was with the Buffalo Bills when O.J. Simpson was there. So I had a great experience doing that. And after I got cut from that, I came back and finished my degree, my graduate degree, and ended up teaching and coaching in Roanoke County. Coached with Jim Hickam at Northside High School for a couple of years until I came in with the business at New River Office Supply. And we opened up in November of 1979. And I actually started as the delivery guy because I had no idea what office supplies were all about. It was kind of funny, back in the summer of 1983, I guess it was, I got a call from Jeff Charles, who I didn't know from Adam. And he said that he'd been hired to do everything for Coach Dooley. And he said, I'd like to talk to you. I got your name from some people around here. I know you're an ex-player. He said, I've always had an ex-player do my color. Would you be interested? And I said, well, I have really no idea what you're talking about, but I'll be glad to come talk to you. So I met with Jeff, and we hit it off pretty well, had good chemistry, and everything went pretty smooth, and he said he'd get back to me. I thought it was like, okay, we're doing the games on radio. I thought it was like WUVT, like pumping it through the dorms like they did way back in the day. And I had no idea they were on all these stations across the state of Virginia. And I was kind of taken back. I thought, really, you're on like 60 stations? I had no idea. And so after that, I guess he talked to some other ex-players, called me up one day and he said, look, I know you've never done this before, but I'm willing to take a chance on you if you're interested in doing it. And I said, well, absolutely, let's give it a shot. So we took this big old Marantz tape recorder, went down to Wake Forest in Winston-Salem, got credentials. We were on top of the press box in 2 chairs, and we went back and forth and called that football game on tape, drove back to Blacksburg, listening to it on the radio, and he was giving me some pointers and whatnot. And then we opened up the next season against Wake Forest at home, and that's kind of how we got started. I was pretty clueless, but Jeff was a great teacher, and we stayed together for 5 years. So after Jeff Charles left to take the job at East Carolina, Dave Brain called the guy that was doing his work for him at Marshall, and his name was Bill Roth. So he called up Bill Roth, and Bill Roth talked to him, and he ended up getting the job taking Jeff Charles's place. So Bill and I have worked together for many, many years, 27 down now in football. He's a true professional in every sense of the word. He's always so organized, so prepared, meticulous in what he does and how he wants the broadcast to be run. Yet we have a great time on the air, kidding around each other, poking fun at each other, talking about things that happen on our trip when we're on the road. For example, some of the great buffets we've been to, or how he gets lost on seemingly every trip, but he always knows a shortcut.
From the blue waters of the Chesapeake Bay to the hills of Tennessee, the Virginia Tech Hokies are on the air with Bill and Mike.
The ceremony at the Georgia Tech game was really incredible. I was kind of taken back by that. I had no idea, neither did Bill, that it was going to happen. Tim East comes up to us right before halftime. He says, "Put your headset down, we're going down to the sideline." I said, "What are you talking about? Man, we got a halftime show to do." And he says, "No, put your headset down, we're going down to the field." So we're going down through the elevator, and I'm thinking, what in the world's going on here? We had no idea. We were absolutely clueless. And but it was so touching, so generous, and never forget that night. The pictures, I wished I'd have known, because I probably would have gotten a little more dressed up. But very special being out on the field with Bill and getting the recognition that we got. That was a night that we'll never forget, obviously. I guess when you think back through college and you think about all the great friends that you made and whatnot, and then you think about the fact that I met Ellen here, my wife. Met her in volleyball class when I think I was a junior in college. She was also a PE major, and we ended up getting married after college. Had an incredible journey with her for almost 32 years, and then inexplicably she got cancer, lung cancer, and one of those things you can't explain. She never smoked, I never smoked, never been around it, just one of those things that happens. And through all the treatments and whatnot, it just kept coming back. And just an incredible person. So lucky and so fortunate, I guess, to have her. Truly outkicked my coverage with Ellen. She was great, also a Virginia Tech graduate. She taught school for a few years in Roanoke as well, until we started the business, and she ended up coming into the business with me. And she was a terrific partner in business and a terrific partner in life. And think about it, it's going to be 3 years in May that she will have been gone. And it's kind of ironic when you think about the ceremony on the field at the Georgia Tech game. Bill Roth had lost his sister Linda just a month or so after Ellen had passed away. And it just made Bill and I even closer to think about what the two of us had lost. He was like a member of our family for so many years. When they did that print of Bill and myself and sold the print and raised money for the scholarship fund for Ellen and Linda, it's amazing what the Hokie Nation did. Their outpouring, their financial support was absolutely incredible. The last I heard, that scholarship was up to almost $80,000 or maybe more by now. I'm so grateful for that and so thankful for the outpouring of support from the Hokie Nation to be able to do that and to honor Ellen and Linda. I miss her every day. Not a day goes by that you don't think about her and think about it. You still have the memories, but you always wonder about what could have been down the road. I got to thank Jeff Charles, a big tip of the hat to him, because I never would have got into the business. I was always on the other side of the microphone being interviewed as a player. And you think about from there on, we've had the opportunity and really the privilege to call so many great games over the course of our career, between national championships and Sugar Bowls and Orange Bowls. It's been an incredible ride, without question.